Let's build with these blocks today. Welcome back to day 8 of my 30-day building challenge. Today, I was inspired by this concept art sent in by Rowann on Instagram. So thank you very much for reaching out. According to them, it's a Greek style house and this is my take on it. We wanted to go with like a very sturdy foundation. That's why I'm adding these extra tough stairs on the bottom. And we're going for this mixed stone textured up wall on the bottom floor, supported by these very thick strip spruce posts. I'm gonna have these running all the way around the house, and they also jut out by 1 block. We have a few support posts around, and I think overall this big wooden ring just adds a lot more character to this otherwise pretty simply shaped house. And then moving on to the second floor, we have a much lighter tone. Some of these stones still like sticking up, gradually shifting into a wider palette here, mainly with white concrete, and then a small window with my usual shutters. But then I was like, wait, what if we try something new with these fences to frame up this window as like a completely solid wood frame? And I think that looked pretty good. For the roof, we have a big wooden support running across. I wanted to use slabs all the way across, but then also completely covering up this wood bit. We have a bit of variation with a full block in the middle rather than slabs all across. Finishing up some more walls, we added one more small window here on the second floor, then using the same roof pattern from earlier to complete this wing of the house. But now I'm setting this part of the house in by 1 block just so that we can have a bit more variation in the roof. So we're going in with some moss and also some of this rusted copper mixed into the brick roof here. I switched out the copper for granite, which is a lot closer in tone to the brick, and honestly closer to the rusted copper surprisingly too. So it makes a nice gradient from the moss to the mossy cobble, then to the brick and granite. But now I'm adding these same style of windows on our last wall here, and then making a small bench at the front of the house to match the reference image, and just making it nice and messy, almost like a very nice functional yard space with some water, lots of pots and plants everywhere. And I realized this wooden framework was sticking out a bit too much compared to everything else, and I added some additional support just to help it blend things in going around. Wanted to add some vines to give that rundown rustic feel, like with the moss on the roof. I wanted to change up the ground to be a lot more textured. We're starting with sand and having a bit of grass spread in, a bit of a stony path towards the front. Little known trick, the bottom texture of the sandstone stair looks like very cobblestoney, so it's a fun texture to use. And we can't forget my favorite detail, the hanging potted plant. And that brings us to the end of day 8. My build schematics are available for download on my Patreon. Hope you enjoyed, and comment what I should build next.